Hello everyone. This is the last part of Unit 5 File Processing in the course CS3251 Programming in C. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about command line arguments. So in the previous lectures we have discussed about what is a file, the types of file processing, how to access files sequentially using fopen function, fclose function, and how to clear the buffers. And in the second video we have discussed how to read from a file and how to write to a file. And in the third video we have discussed about random file access. There we have discussed about these three built-in functions. In this video we are going to discuss about command line arguments. So far in C we have used our main function without arguments, but in C main can be defined with formal parameters also. A program may accept arguments that are specified when the program is executed, right? So when we execute the program, that is in the run mode, it will accept the arguments and it will get processed, right? The program must be run from the command prompt. So to run this program which has command line arguments, we have to run it from the command prompt, right? So the syntax for writing a main program with the arguments is thus: the return type, then the keyword main, and within parentheses it takes two parameters. One is of type integer and another one is of pointer to the character array. So argc, it is going to give the number of arguments. It is argument count. So it is going to give us the number of arguments, command line arguments, and this is an pointer to an array containing strings. So this is explained here. argc is the number of command line arguments including the command itself. What does it mean is the program that we are running, that will be in the argument 0, and the rest of the arguments will proceed from argument 1 till argument n. So since the command is considered, argc must be at least 1. The number of arguments is at least 1. argv is an array of command line arguments. So when the program starts, the following condition should be true. argc is greater than 0. At least it should be 1, right? And argv of argc is a null pointer. So assume that we are having 4 parameters, right? So the index will start from 0, 1, 2, and 3. So in the number 4, that is in the index 4, we will not have any string there. So it is a null pointer. So we are starting from argv of 0, then 1, then it will move till argv of argc minus 1, right? So in the previous example that I said, when in case if argc is equal to 4, then in the 0th position the program will be there, and in arg1 the command line will, the argument will start and it will move till argc minus 1, right? So these are the pointers to the string with implementation defined meaning. So what we defined, right? So in case even if we pass the argument as 1, as number like this 1 2 3, it will be treated as string, not as an integer, right? argv of 0 is the string that contains the program's name. The remaining members of argv are the program's arguments. So these should be true before the program gets started. So in this example we write the main function with the arguments. So argc is of integer data type and this is pointed to the string array, right? So I'm running my program in this iteration for loop. Iteration starts with a count of 0 and it moves till argc minus 1. Since here is a lesser than symbol, it moves till argc minus 1. So it is just going to print what we get as the argument. So in this index, what argument is there is getting printed over here, right? So this is a very simple example illustrating this. Just we are going to pass the argument and just we are going to print all those arguments. So in this example, this is the program name argeg, right? So once we type this program, we have to properly save the program and then we have to compile the program. Only after compilation we have to run this program in the command prompt, right? So after typing it, we have to save it and then we have to properly compile it. So once it is error free, we have to run it from the command prompt. So to run that, we just use only the program name. So it means that this file is saved in the name argeg, right? So this is the name of the file where this content is. So since there is only one argument, so this will be in the position argv of 0, right? So this will be in the position argv of 0. So how many arguments are there? Only one. So in the output will be like this: argument in 0, right? This is the I value and this is the arg I value, right? So it says as argument in I is argb of I. So the output is argument in 0 is argeg. So this is the name in the command. And here in the second run, if I run my program like this is the program that I'm running and this is the argument 1, argument 2, argument 3. So in the 0th position, we have the program name argeg. In the first position, we have 1. In the second position, we have 2. And in the third position, we have 3, right? So as I already said, these are not the numbers. They are treated as strings here, right? Since this is a argv is a argument vector of type strings, all these things, that is 1, 2 and 3, are treated as strings here. And here in this example, the same program in the third run, this is my argument argeg 1, 2, high. These are the command line arguments that I give. So in argument in 0 is argeg, in 1 is this 1, and in 2 is 2, and the argument in 3 is high, right? So this is how it takes. So in this example, my target is I want to copy the content in the file given here to the file name given here, right? And this is the program name that I'm going to run. So the task is to copy the content from this file to this file. So how should we write the program? So I'm using the command line arguments, and I have to open the files appropriately. So which file I have to open in read mode and which file I have to open in write mode. I have to open this file in read mode and this file in write mode. I'm going to read from here and write to this file. So I'm opening this file in read mode and opening this file in write mode. And where will be this value? It will be in argv of 0, and this will be in argv of 1, and this will be in argv of 2. So I'm going to open the value here in read mode and the value here in write mode, right? So this is a fopen function where I'm opening argv of 2 in read mode, and this is the fopen function where I'm opening argv of 1 in write mode. Okay, so as we know already, this is where we are going to check whether the file is open for reading and writing appropriately, right? So once everything is successful, I'm going to get a character from the first file, right? This is a pointer which points to the first file. I'm reading from that. and then I'm going to check for the condition whether it is end of file or not. In case if it is not end of file, then I'm going to write the content to the second file pointer, right? I'm going to write the character read to the second file pointer. Next, I'm going to read the next character from the first file and I'm going to iterate further. So what it will do, it will take a character from a first file, check for the end of file character, then in case if it is not, it will write that character into the second file, right? So once all the iterations are over, all the contents will get copied. So for my understanding, I'm just printing contents copied to argv of 1. Appropriately, I'm closing first pointer and the second file pointer. Okay, so this is the content of the file hello.txt and this is the content of the file hello copy.txt before executing the program. So we have content in this text and we do not have any content in this text file. So this is what is before execution. So after executing the program from the command prompt, this is the program name, this is the file where we are going to write the content, and this is the file where we are going to read the content to get copied, right? So after executing this in the console, my printf statement will just print contents copied to the file in arg1, right? So what happens in the file? So the content in this file gets copied to into this file, right? So we have done it with character I by o, right? And the arguments may vary, right? In case if you want to copy the content from the file named one dot sorry let us assume we should get it should get copied to 1.txt from 2.txt, right? So in the second run we may use the same program and the arguments will get varied. So in the first argument we will give where it should get copied, and in the second argument we will give from where we have to copy, right? So this is a program written generically to copy the content of one file to another, and the method used inside is the character by character read and character by character write. So that's all about command line arguments. So in this video we have discussed about what is command line argument. So we have to remember that the arg c should be at least one, right? So it is at least one. It means that in arg v of 0 the program name will be there, so it should be at least one. So and also we have to run our program from the command prompt, right? So that while running our program we can give the arguments. So that's all in this video, and this is the end of the fifth unit of the course C3251 programming in C. Thank you all.